Only briefly, I hope. I can't feel it because I'm under the umbrella. I was, it's warm indoors. I asked for a fire this morning because I was quite cold. And of course, at this time of the year, even though you think it's cold, it isn't. And it's like 19 out here, I think now. It's maybe 17. So actually, the fire heats us up really quickly. So now it's too hot. So I thought I'd come out here, do a vlog, cool down. I keep having problems with this. It's just not quite long enough to do that with. It ends up coming forward, and I hate it. Talking by email to Libby earlier, and she was asking me about my vlogs and why did I start vlogging and whatever. And I went back and looked and watched my first proper face to camera, talking to camera vlog, which actually I then sent to Phil and Phil edited it. So it's not like these where I just sit and talk to you and then upload and there's no real changes to it unless I do something stupid or say something really bad, and then I might, after it's gone up to YouTube, but I can then cut it, but I don't normally do that. So I went back to look and see when I'd started, and it was August 21, and I made a vlog about something about what you don't know. Yeah, I was looking for vlogs that would pull in viewers, obviously back then, and it was about things that you need to know about coming to France that they don't tell you, or something like that. And it's all pretty with flags and colours and the thumbnail. And Phil's edited it, so it's you know, it looks a bit professional. Although looking at it, it's not on this phone; it's on my old phone, so the picture quality is not as good. So I watched it, and I thought, well, yeah, that's okay. I was still being me, quite natural and whatever. But oh my God, there were some comments underneath, really horrible comments. And I thought, I don't get that so much now. I'm not going to say that. But, you know, I used to get a lot of trolling back then. And I don't now. That's 5 years ago nearly, or 4.5 years ago. So it's quite interesting to read the comments and sit on my hands and not respond to them. Some of them made big assumptions, you know, having not watched it properly. It's like, you know, what bit didn't you understand? What bit didn't you watch? I did use the fuck word in one of my replies, and I don't do that now because it's written. I know I use the fuck word, but I don't actually write it, I don't think, in replies because it's, I don't know, I don't. I just sort of think that's probably a bit over the top for YouTube. So, yeah, so I was looking at that. So I looked at that because I was answering her questions. And then she talked about people that we went to school with and whatever, and I don't remember. Sadly, I don't remember many of them. And I had posted on the school site and joined, and my original post then suddenly went into pending, and people couldn't reply. One person replied, and I couldn't see it, and it said it was pending. So then I contacted admin today and said, "Why is my original post pending?" And he said, "Well, you know, it isn't. Blah blah blah. Try again." So I posted again anyway. So I've just looked through with my tired eyes through all of the pertinent photos. You know, you can go through and you can see ones that might likely have you in them, the big group photos for the year that you were there or the couple of years I was there, and worked really hard looking at them again with my tired eyes. Really difficult to see, and can't see me. And I think the problem for me is that of all the secondary schools, I went to 3 secondary schools in 5 years. 3 secondary schools in 5 years, because I left primary school at age 11 and went to the first school for about a year, then moved on to Dover for 2 years and then to Whitstable for 2 years. So 3 schools in 5 years. So it's quite likely that I was between schools when they were having those photos. So I don't exist in any school photos. What did I say about the rain? I'm going to move in a bit. Oh. And fall over. Oh. A bit more underneath the umbrella now. So I think that's why I'm not in them, is that Yeah, it was before I got there or after I left. Before I got there, probably. So it's a bit disappointing. And I know that if I were in them, I would spot me, because you do spot yourself, I think, in photos like that. And the fact that I searched really hard, I even got my magnifying glass out and used that, suggests I'm not in them. And I knew I wasn't in the front row, because in the front row in the photos, the girls are all sitting with their legs to one side, sort of very delicately, politely, with their legs to one side. And I'm thinking, oh, I wouldn't have been like that. I had no decorum. I still don't. So that wouldn't have been me. Yeah. So Joe came yesterday. That went okay. We spent a couple of hours, and then eventually I said to her, I've now run out of steam. And she went. And I think me taking responsibility rather than waiting to be noticed is the key. I know that. I know that from my bloody training, that it's down to me to take care of me and to meet my needs. So I did that yesterday. We had a bit of thunder yesterday afternoon, very brief. I was hoping for more. Just watching the bird up there. One of the birds from, I think somebody's feeding the mother sitting on the nest. And then this morning he was to go and pick up the paintings from the expo, and I said to him yesterday, I think I'll come with you. So I went with him to Cleo and Etienne's at 11:15, and sat and had a coffee around the table. My French was good, which surprised me, considering I've been away from art for 2 months. My French was pretty good, and my brain was working really well, or relatively well. And then Lawrence turned up to pick up hers, so there were 5 of us around the table, and Lawrence speaks really quickly, and then it got a bit too much. It was like, okay, I've had enough now. So I said, okay, to Mark, I've had enough now. I've run out of brain. And that was okay. So again, I took care of my needs, and we came away and came back, had the last season meal of the last delivery, which I added sausages to because it was a vegetarian meal. It was quite tasty, but it wouldn't have sufficed for me. And then the next lot are coming tomorrow, and then I haven't got anything coming next week, so I need to get back on cooking. I did cook yesterday. I did, and it was a simple meal, but it turned out to be a very difficult meal because I cut myself with my knife. It's my big sharp Japanese knife, and I was getting a duck breast out of a packet, and the knife slipped and sliced this loose skin on your knuckle where you can bend the loose skin there. It's sliced through on that finger. Quite nasty. Lots of blood. I won't go into detail. Anyway, it was quite nasty. It has been uncomfortable. It's more comfortable today. It's on its 3rd dressing now, and this dressing's staying relatively quite clean, so I think that's going to be all right. But yeah, that wasn't good. It was like, oh god. So I did a duck breast between us, because they're big duck breasts. They are 600 grams ish, so it's 300 grams each when dished up. So yeah, a duck breast with tinned dauphinoise, which I just put in the oven in a tray to grill, and some green beans with garlic and butter. So it was a very simple meal, but I have been watching Recipe 30, and he did a really yummy chicken dish. He's been doing lots of chicken dishes. There's one on there specifically that I think I might copy soon. But yeah, so we've got 5 meals coming tomorrow, 10 meals, the same one each. But in between that, I can do some cooking. So I feel it's been good for me to have the pause. It has really helped, and it's like I can cook if I feel like it, or I can open one of those packets, and they've got a relatively, I could keep them in the fridge for maybe up to 2 weeks and still use them. And if I didn't think I was going to use them, I can freeze them. So it's good to have them. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so I sort of slept okay, but my eyes have been tired. I sort of struggled a bit on Saturday. Was really tired. I haven't felt like I felt on Thursday. Would like to. I still feel pretty good, in reality. But a Thursday I felt particularly well, and I know that there will be days like that. But it just feels a little like it's not, it's sort of the trend is going that way. I suppose if I were to make a graph, it's trending upwards, but the days are not consistent, and it's really difficult to make decisions about what you might do on the day. But I think today has been fine, and I made him take me out again to Intermarché because I wanted some licorice. So we've been out twice today. I've added Jo to the Life 360 app, which she had us on, asked us to join 18 months ago, and I had it for less than 2 weeks before I got pissed off with her commenting on what we were doing and where we were going. But after her visit yesterday, I realised can sense that there is some unconscious worry about she lives on her own, she is on her own, she's out with the dogs on her own, if anything did happen to her, which is what it was about before. And I think now she knows not to chat about what we're doing. So I added her, so she's on there now, so she can see what we're doing, we can see what she's doing, and if anything happens, then one of us is there. She also talked to us, or said to me the other day, and I told her to fuck off, about power of attorney, and I thought, yeah, not going to do that. No. But actually, again, the reality is, it won't do any harm to have it in place for if and when she has to come and start taking over if necessary. And I said to her that I would get and put together any documents that need to be kept in one place so that they're accessible to her easily if something happens. I just thought, whatever. So it was a good visit really in terms of that. I'm just watching that bird. I don't think it is the bird that's meant to be sitting. I think it's the bird that's feeding. But we've left the car out still. The car has not been under there now for 4 or 5 days, which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, so that's me cooled down a bit now because I was getting a bit warm in there. It's been quite nice having rain. Quite like listening to it. Anyway, thank you for your attention to this matter. And see you again soon. Bye.